What if I told you you could power an entire film shoot with no generator, no power outlets, and no compromises? Meet the DJI Power 2000. We've been testing this beast out on actual productions to see how it can handle everything we throw at it. Typically, when shooting on a remote location, you'll be scrambling to find power outlets or be carrying a massive heavy generator. But with the DJI Power 2000, we've been able to power entire lighting setups, charging cameras, powering monitors, you name it. And I'm going to be running through what it can do and whether it's worth the investment. But before we get into it, I'm just going to quickly run over the specs of this battery. So the DJI Power 2000 houses a 2048 watt-hour lithium battery and gives a consistent output of 3000 watts. This thing is loaded with outputs. So you've got 4 15 amp AC outlets here. You've got 4 USB-C inputs. You've got 4 USB-A inputs, and then you have 2 SDC plugs here, which are compatible with other DJI products for fast charging. So this thing weighs 22 kilos, so it's definitely not the lightest thing in the world, but it is considerably compact considering the power output that you get from this thing. There are options to get a wheeled cart along with it, but it also comes with these handles here, which makes it really easy to carry. Another thing to note is the screen here. So on the screen here, you can actually see how much power you have left, and you've also got the drawer that's coming out of it, which can also be accessed through the DJI Home app. So if you're not near the battery, you can actually check up on the status. We were able to use this out on a remote location shoot and actually power 2 600 watt lights for well over 6 hours. And alongside that, we were also charging up batteries, running monitors, phones, everything was being powered off this thing. And like I said, 6 hours, it had no problem. We actually still had power left over. Typically, if you were shooting on an outdoor location, you would need to use a petrol generator. Now, a petrol generator is extremely loud, so any audio recording that you want to do would be ruined. This thing, completely silent, so you don't have to worry about your audio. One of the really neat features is the DJI Home app. So all through this app, you are actually able to follow exactly how much power you are drawing, pretty much down to the individual ports. So with the AC ports, you can only see the total amount from all 4, but with the USB-C and the USB-A ports, you can actually see individually what the draw is from those, as well as the SDC port. The other thing that's really nice here is it will actually show you the internal temperature of the battery, so you know if it's going to be close to overheating or not. And you can also see the exact amount of time remaining so that you can work into your lunch breaks and figure out, how much time you're going to need to shoot with those lights. And then, because this thing only takes about 45 to 50 minutes to fully charge, if you're on a lunch break, just take the time to recharge that and bang, you're back to 100%. Now, obviously, we've only been talking about using this from a filmmaking perspective, but there are so many other use cases for this thing. Whether you're a photographer that's out on an external shoot that needs to power their strobe light, whether you're a camper that needs to power their phone, their fridge, all that sort of stuff, or you're a tradie where you're working on an external site and you need to power up your tools. There is so many use cases for this thing. Now, let's talk about some limitations of this product because not every product is perfect. So the first thing is that it weighs 22 kilos, so it is pretty heavy. It's not going to be usable for backpacking or hiking or anything like that. It's definitely designed for vehicle-based work. But if you do require a smaller power source, DJI also make the Power 500 and 1000. But just be aware, you're not going to be able to power entire film sets off these things. You may be able to power a couple of small lights, but it's going to be predominantly for battery charging. Another thing to note is that the DJI Power 2000 costs nearly $2,500. So, it's not a cheap investment. But when comparing that to a fuel generator where you're going to be buying fuel constantly, over time, this is going to be a much better investment. Now let's actually talk about getting power into this thing, so actually charging the battery itself. So the main method of charging is using the kettle connection here, and this will go up to about 80% within 45 minutes, so it charges very, very fast. Now obviously if you don't actually have access to mains, there are other ways to power this. So you've got the option here of your solar adapter, which allows you to connect up to 3 solar panels. You also have the option here of the car connector, so this will run into your cigarette port in your car. car, but bear in mind that only gives you about 12 volts or 24 volts if you're in America, so it's going to take a little while to charge this one up. Now this is the best method of charging without using mains. So this here allows you to charge via your car here or solar panel, so you can connect 2 solar panels or your car battery as well. You also have the option here to daisy chain other batteries, so you can actually daisy chain up to 10 batteries, which gives you over 22,500 watt hours of power, so that would charge you for days. Yeah, there is many ways to charge this battery up without having to use mains power.
Now, if you already own a third-party solar blanket, you can use that as well. Just note that whether you're using DJI solar panels or third-party ones, you'll need the solar/car super fast charger module to safely regulate the power coming through the MC4 connectors. This allows up to 1200 watts of solar input and 600 watts of continuous car power, giving you a total of 1800 watts or 30 amps, taking the battery from 20 to 100% in just over 2 hours.
I'm now just going to demonstrate what it looks like when you are using high-powered lights through the DJI Power. So we have 4 lights here. We have a 1000 watt, a 600 watt, 600 watt, and a 300 watt light. So these are all pretty high-powered lights. Now, if I actually go and switch these on, we've got these all set to 100% power. And as you can see, there is no flicker whatsoever, and it is straight on like that. So as we can see, we are now drawing around 1300 watts, and it's showing that we've got about 84 minutes of runtime with these lights. So that's pretty impressive to be able to run 4 big lights for that length of time out of, the DJI Power. Ultimately, this product is for the filmmakers or photographers who are constantly doing outdoor shoots where they require silent and consistent power. It's also great for anybody who does any sort of camping. And if you don't need something this large, you also have the Power 500 and 1000, which are smaller and more portable. During the tests that we've done on the DJI Power 2000, I can honestly say that it delivers on its promises. We were able to power an entire film set, get it fully charged during lunch breaks, whilst also being able to monitor the entire thing through the app. And with the lithium battery rated at 4,000 cycles, that basically means if you were to use this every single day at 80% capacity, you would get 10 years worth of use out of this thing. So this thing is a genuine long-term investment. If you were to have the DJI Power 2000 for one day, what would you power with it? Let us know in the comments below, and please make sure to subscribe to the channel so you keep up to date with all our new videos. As always, there is a blog in the description for more information about this product, but that is everything. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.